Hi, pleasure to meet you. What's your name?
My name is Garcia.
Garcia.
I'm from Portugal, Lisbon, and I've been coming to Nepal every year
Yeah.
for the past 20 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes spring, sometimes autumn season. Normally, springtime I come working
Mm-hmm.
or climbing big mountains.
Yeah.
That demands very steady uh, weather forecast.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I come in autumn with some friends to do some not so high, 7,000 meters mountains, but more technical routes.
Okay. So
Uh,
some people might say 6, 7,000 is quite high.
uh,
So where
I've,
did you start?
I've climbed all 14,800ers, so for me,
Wow.
7,000 is
Wow.
not so high.
So you're
So
one of a
it's-
few people.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I was the 10th person in the world to climb all 14,800ers
That's amazing.
without Sherpa and oxygen.
Yeah.
So
That's really amazing.
I used to be a professional climber. Now I'm
Mhm.
just trekking guide, and I do climbing for fun
Yeah.
because I enjoy exploring. I enjoy the freedom of the mountains,
Okay.
and I love very much these people. They are amazing
Yeah,
people,
the Sherpa.
Sherpa people.
Yes.
When we go back home, you realize how lucky you are.
Mm-hmm.
You have everything handy. You have water. You have car. You have a house. You have food every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So
it's good
if
coming
I,
to
if I
Nepal.
can ask you, I mean, what you've done is really fantastic, and it's beyond human imagination, I would say.
Well,
Where did you start?
I started actually in Portugal, rock climbing,
Yeah.
and with the Boy Scouts and so on. And then I had the urge to start climbing in the French Alps.
Mm-hmm.
And then I met some people, and they were coming already to Nepal for trekking. I came to Nepal. I fell in love with these big mountains.
Yeah.
And then I met some other people in Nepal that were programming Choyo climbing, the sixth highest mountain in the world. I said,
Yeah.
"Wow, can I go with you?" And they said, "Yeah."
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I start like that, and then you meet all these international players that
Yeah.
come to these big mountains, and you learn with
Yeah.
them. And
So you became one of them.
I became one of them.
That's
So
amazing.
It
Yeah. Yeah.
took me like, so it was, the first was in '93. So you can see it's 25 years.
Yes. Yes. So it's in your blood now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like to come to Nepal, and always before I climb, I come to pay my respects here.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
some of these monks are my friends, and
Yeah.
it's some people come to me to the mountains. They go back home sick. I get sick if I don't come back
Wow.
to Nepal. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
So it's
a
really
good,
like home.
addiction.
You feel home here.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what's your favorite mountain? The one you climbed?
I think they're all good, all good experience.
Mhm.
But Amada Blanc for me, it's maybe
it's
one of the
beautiful.
most beautiful mountains in the
It
world.
is beautiful.
It's- I think, don't take me wrong, I think mountains are like women.
Mm-hmm.
We're like pretty women, and a pretty mountain is
Yeah,
also something that
Yeah.
attracts you. So
Dublin is beautiful.
Amada Blanc, Pumori is also a beautiful mountain.
Yes, yeah. So Tullamore is 6,000 or
It's 7,100.
7,000. Wow.
And
So it's
I
like Camp 3.
if you go towards Pokhara,
Yeah.
going to the Annapurna south face, you have the tailfish,
Okay.
which is also very aesthetic and
Yeah,
beautiful
yeah,
mountain.
yeah,
And
Is that Machapuchiri?
Machapuchare,
Yeah.
They call it
Machapuchari, yeah.
tailfish.
Have you
or
climbed it?
fieldfish.
Or is it allowed to climb that one?
No,
Yeah.
they issue permits, but you're not allowed to go to the summit.
Okay.
For respect, most of the people who try to climb it, they don't go to summit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Let's wait for that helicopter. Yeah. Have you climbed Everest?
yeah,
How many times? North side, south side?
it was from north side.
North side,
North
Tibet.
side, it's
Yeah.
more-
Yeah.
At the time, it's more difficult, more dangerous, but at the time it was cheaper, so
Okay.
it's the only one I could
heard
afford.
That, yeah. Why did you do it? Why do you climb mountains in general?
think-
What's that thing that keeps bringing you back all
There's
the
several
time?
things. I think for me as a Portuguese, we don't have so many mountains, so we valorate more things that we don't have. You know,
Okay.
I have so much sea,
Yeah.
so much beach, and
No mountains.
I don't go to the beach.
Yeah.
I prefer things that I don't have. And mountain climbing is like the other sports. It shares the same philosophy,
Okay.
sports philosophy. You want to do more and more and more and more. So this natural ambition
Yeah.
takes you to climb Mont Blanc 4,800, and then you have to go to South America for a 5,000, and then you
Yeah.
want to test yourself in a 6,000,
Yeah.
then a 7, and then an 8, and then you realize other people have climbed Everest,
Mhm.
and maybe you know how strong they are and how strong you are, and you know that they've done it without oxygen, and then you get courage and you say, okay, I'll try without oxygen, and
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
it's
So you keep pushing
it's
the limits.
25 years. It's a lot
Yeah.
of time trying to do better and better.
Yeah.
And if you see that this is in some way a way of being,
Mhm.
this is my personality. If I do more and more and higher, it's like I keep getting bigger as a person.
Yeah.
I don't know if you understand what I mean.
Growing.
Um,
Yeah.
not so easy to express myself in English.
That's okay. I think I totally understand your point. So, what do you think about the commercialization of Everest now, and what's
Well,
happening? Like I don't know, like there's a
that's a
video.
tricky question
We watch like
because
40 expeditions per year or even more. Even though the license, the permit is like
yeah,
10,000 euros, people still keep coming back with no experience and they keep dying. And
yeah.
what do you think about all this?
I think I have the same opinion you have. Because the way you ask the question, you know already the answer. But I cannot talk too much because I'm also a professional trekking guide. So I keep bringing people
Yeah.
to this valley, um, and I know we are selfish in some way that we would rather have these mountains only for ourselves.
Yeah.
And sometimes you see people that they don't deserve being here, but I mean, this is one of the few industries that Nepal has.
Hmm.
So I cannot judge Nepali authorities to allowing lots of people, too many people on this mountain, which is the highest in the world, which is more than a mountain. Means it's like a symbol that everyone wants to possess.
Yeah.
They've climbed with oxygen and lots of Sherpa,
Yeah.
but on the other hand, they leave a lot of money here in this
Mhm.
country, and
Mhm.
this country needs that money.
Yeah.
So I cannot. I have my personal opinion that for me, people before climbing Everest or they should climb another 7,000 or 8,000
Okay.
before
So yeah, that's what I was just
to
about to
to
ask you.
to,
Do
to
you think?
acquire some experience,
Do you think there should
to
be?
minimize some future accidents.
Yeah.
But Nepal just wants the money. So
Yeah. So do you think there should be some kind of a point system or scheme where people
yeah,
register their
yeah,
clients
I
6,
think
7,000?
that was a good rule, but it's their country. I mean, it's not up to us to decide what to do in your neighbor's house.
Is this something that the climbing community, the mountaineering community, that's thinking about?
I think so. I think so. Some people, because if you see in Swiss Alps,
Yeah.
climbing Matterhorn, which is very
Mhm.
static,
Yeah.
lots of mountain guides are dying because they are taking not so experienced clients.
Yeah.
And so they are setting this new rule that before you climb to me on Matterhorn, first we have to do a climb to see if you have level. If you
Okay.
don't have a
Yeah.
minimum
Yeah.
rock climbing level,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're
So
not coming
is
with
there
me.
an
And
association?
this should happen also here in a
Yeah.
different level.
I agree.
They should test themselves 6,000, 7,000, and then they could be
Yeah.
allowed to do it.
So how organized is the climbing community? Is there an association?
No. It's
Are they thinking
each one
about
for
this?
each himself, and
What do you think about that?
I think there is some players, international players like Reinhold Messner,
Yeah.
which was the first person to climb all 14 8,000ers without oxygen, and they have a lot of influence to Nepal government.
Hmm.
But still, one thing is what you express, your ideas. The other thing is what Nepal decides to do, and they're not stupid. They'll just make their mathematics, and they'll say, if we do this, how much money we will lose?
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of millions. And
Mhm.
they'll do like this. Oh,
Mhm.
it's very good idea, but it's not possible. Let's decide it.
Yeah.
It's like
Well,
that. I mean,
It's gotta change someday. There's
it
always a
has to
way.
change
There's always a
something.
way to solve it. Whether you keep the tourism
And
flowing, and you limit the number of deaths on the mountain.
it's very sad that
Yeah.
people are allowed to go there up there
Yeah.
with no skills, no experience whatsoever, and they get killed. It's very sad.
Mhm.
It's life. Like
Yeah.
buying a Ferrari. If you
Yeah.
have the money, you buy a Ferrari. You kill yourself in the highway. I mean, we live in this world
Yeah. Yeah.
where we wash our toilets with drink water,
Yeah.
and half of the world don't have water.
Yes.
So we live in this world.
Yeah. It's a good
So
way to
this
express
is a
it.
very
Yeah.
minor issue in our planet.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for
Also,
your answers. Can I just ask what's your last name?
Garcia,
Garcia. And
Garcia,
your first name?
Joao.